is there a particular story from a family in the last year, that really captures or melts your heart even more of what Blue Star Families is all about?
Gosh, there's a couple that come to mind.
Let's hear 'em. Tell me them.
I'll share all three. There was just this darling mom and her two beautiful girls that were part of that summer camping cohort. When she registered to be a part of that program, she didn't realize her husband was going to be deployed. And she showed up to every event. And, some of the events she had to drive quite a ways. And,
I was like, Rockport's not close, right? Yeah.
Exactly. And she'd never been camping. She'd never really participated in the outdoors, and neither had her girls. Such cute girls, 6 and 10 years old. And so I know that it was a little bit scary and intimidating for her, but she showed up to every event and they had so much fun. And right before the camping trip, she told me, she said, I don't know if we're going to come. I'm really nervous. It's a long way to drive. We've never slept in a tent. I don't know how the girls are going to do.
I'd be like, I don't even know how to put one up. I've always made the males around me do it.
Exactly. And so she was so, just nervous about doing that without her husband. But I told her, I'm going to put my tent right next to yours. My daughter is going to be there. We'll make sure the girls feel comfortable and safe. And the other families also will be there to support you. And they had the best time. And
that's good.
Afterwards, she said, that the experience really helped her to see that she can do hard things and that she can still get out and have a great time with her girls, even when dad is deployed. So, she gained a lot of skills and a lot of empowerment through that experience. So that really sticks with me. There was another family back in September, right before the government shut down. I actually met them at the salute picnic at Hill Air Force Base that Top of Utah Military Affairs puts on. We were giving away books, and she came by our booth and she said, oh, we just moved here to Utah. Our housing, we're waiting for housing, so we're living in our motorhome on base. My kids don't have any of their toys. Can I get a couple of extra books? And so I gave her my card and I said, reach out to me. There's some additional ways that we can help. Yeah. So she took a couple of books and then she reached out. I got the ages of her kids. And luckily we have a storage shed that we had a lot of toys left over from the previous Christmas. So I went to the storage shed and just filled up a bag full of toys and got her a beautiful blanket and a few extra things, and was able to deliver those to her the next week. And she just cried. I mean, it just meant so much to her and the girls.
All their stuff's in a truck or sitting somewhere until they can get to the housing, you know what I mean?
And, talking about those families that are caregivers, she has a daughter with a severe disability. And so the reason they're in Utah is to be closer to the medical services at Primary Children's.
Oh, wow.
They had been living in Arizona and had not planned to move so soon, but the orders went through quicker than they thought they would. And so they owned a home in Arizona that they were trying to sell, loaded up their motorhome, came to Utah, found out it was going to be a 3-month delay for their base housing. And so they were, they've got these 2 beautiful kids, one with a medical disability, trying to get by in their motorhome. and to just engage with her and connect with her. But, because of the costs associated with being in that temporary housing situation and still having to pay on their home in Arizona.
Their house.
Yeah, they were struggling with food. And so we were also able to help her with food. And every time I see her, she's just so grateful. Her parents were here visiting over the holidays and they came to one of our events. And her mom also just gave me the biggest hug and kind of really got teary-eyed and just said, thank you for taking care of my daughter when I wasn't here to help her. And just creating that sense of family and friendship when they were going through a difficult time. So that was pretty meaningful.
Yeah, they'll never forget that for sure.